Hello, this is Morgan Friedman, live and direct from Columbus, Ohio, here to bring you the King Kaleb podcast. Hide your white women and buckle up.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the greatest show to ever be made here. The King Kaleb podcast college football bowl season special. I told you guys I'm going to do this shit. I'm probably going to do just the regular podcast tomorrow. I talk random nonsense and, Trump being impeached. I might riddle off some dumb shit too, even though I don't really give a fuck either way about that shit. But my tax money better not be fucked up. But anyway, besides that, we're back here to talk that shit. And we're just going to go bowl by bowl from whichever one's coming up. The first to the latest to last. I hope you guys get what the fuck I'm saying. Okay, the first bowl game on schedule, we're going to jump right into this because I'm not talking about anything else on this fucking bad gears over. Right, I don't even. So, as I'm recording, this will be tomorrow, even though it's 3. No. Yeah. I'm recording 3:30 a.m. on a Thursday, so it will still be tomorrow, I'm guessing. I know. We're starting off great to this podcast, people. You ever, take a nap in the middle of the night and then wake up and it's still nighttime in the morning and shit? Anyway. We got Buffalo and Charlotte. Both teams at 7-5 people in the Markers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. Bahamas Bowls are always wild. They usually always have two good teams of offense, great offensive teams. These two, not so much. You got Chris Reynolds from Charlotte, who's passed for 2,366 yards, 21 touchdowns. But then on the other side, you got Garrett Patterson, who's ran for 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns. So that's, a pretty good amount. I have Charlotte in this one because I watched them one time for about 10 minutes this year. And this is one of those teams that are fairly new to Division I. I know that's expert analysis, but good analysis by Kaleb. But, this is a new team that's came in past couple of years, with the Appalachian States and the Georgia Southerns of the world, coming in. And hell, they're here in a bowl game, so why not give them the win? Because Buffalo, I don't know, man, that rushing attack is going to compare with Victor Tucker and his 49 receptions for almost 850 yards and 6 touchdowns for Charlotte, the 49ers of Charlotte. So I got Charlotte winning on that one, boys and girls. Let's see if hopefully I can remember all the picks I made in this. But next game, another classic historical bowl game dating all the way back to this year. We have the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. I think this actually has been a couple of years ago now, but the fucking sponsors always change in these bowl games, so you never fucking know. But Utah State with Jordan Love. I don't know if he's playing or not. He's going to be highly touted. Todd McShay will probably overhype him in the coming months once we get to the fucking combine and all that shit. I don't know, man. I've seen some of him, but not enough to fully diverge and do all the fucking breakdowns of his tape. But from what I've seen, I don't see a starter. I don't see a first-round pick. He has a big frame, tall, built to some degree, good enough arm to where they're gonna jizz over him. I don't think he has an elite arm by any stretch of the means, but we'll see here. He has 3,085 passing yards and 17 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure he missed some games this year. But Utah State and Kent State. I have Kent State on the upset because I don't think Jordan Love's gonna play, and I think those boys up in Kent State are going to be motivated for this Frisco Bowl. So all you people playing along with me at home, there's this thing on ESPN where we play fantasy football and all the little games where you can do a bowl mania shit. I do it every year and pick the games. So if you're doing that with me, the two people who are listening to this shit, please see how we did. Okay, we got the New Mexico Bowl, which is always a good classic bowl game for mediocre teams. Here we got Central Michigan riding at 8-5. I believe they went to the MAC championship and lost to Miami of Ohio. if I do believe, let me check. Yes, they did. They lost 26-21 in a very good MAC game, I might add, seeing as I didn't watch a single minute of that, which is sad. I need to start watching more football than I already do, which is saying a lot. But yeah, I used to always like watching MAC games. But yes, San Diego State, man, they got Ryan Agnew over here with 2,175 yards passing, only 11 touchdowns. But if I do believe, they have a good running back, as they always do. Yes, Jawan Johnson here with 2 touchdowns. Okay, never mind. Homeboy must have got hurt or something, because last time I checked this, I thought dude had over 1,000 yards here. Well, they're 9-3 in the Mountain West, right? They won the division in the West, obviously losing to Boise State in the Mountain West Championship game. But this shit is taking forever. Yeah, Jawan Johnson, 500 yards. Okay, their offense is complete garbage, but they have a good defense, and I don't think Central Michigan will be able to score on their defense. That's why I have San Diego State winning this ball game, folks. This is also a December 20th game. ESPN, I cannot stand this fucking... I think it's my internet, folks. Please, people, step up your fucking internet if you can. Because this shit... Spectrum, man, they have life fucked up. They really do. But yeah, that game is the 21st, actually. So the Bahamas Bowl with Buffalo and Charlotte is on the 20th at 2 p.m. 7 p.m. that same day, Utah State and Kent State. The 21st, though, that's Saturday. So this coming Saturday at 2 p.m. will be that game. New Mexico Bowl. Here we go with another 2 recently added teams. Like I said, we got Liberty and Georgia Southern, both 7-5 in the FBC Mortgage Cure Bowl. All these bank companies and mortgages getting all these shines and whatnot. Players to watch here. We got Shea Wertz from Georgia Southern, 700 yards and 9 touchdowns. I don't know how you score that low. I'm retarded. They do. They run the option down in Georgia Southern. How can I forget? Frankie Hickson for Liberty, though, 921 yards and 12 touchdowns. I'm gonna say Georgia Southern on this one. All right, from what I've seen of them in the past couple of years, they can compete with teams out of their conference to some degree. I think they beat Florida a couple of years ago when they weren't even in Division I, which probably led them to being in the Division I. They got some good recruits in there in Georgia Southern. I'm gonna get them in this one right here, man. In a game that I'm actually interested in, because the Boca Raton Bowl is always wild. Every year, we have SMU and Florida Atlantic, 2 very good non-Power 5 teams. 10-2 for SMU, and 10-3 for fucking who the fuck are they? Florida Atlantic. The Fighting Lane Kiffin. I don't know if he's coaching this game. Probably not, because it's Lane Kiffin, but because we know he's going to Ole Miss. Shane Buechele from SMU, very prolific passer this year. 3,600 yards, 33 touchdowns. You got James Prochet, over 100 receptions, people. 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns. Is either one of them going into the draft? Because I can see both of them 4th to 5th round picks. Buechele's a junior. We don't know if he'll stay or not, people. He might. We haven't seen it yet. But SMU finally getting their program back on track to being respectable and whatnot. I actually got SMU in this ball game. Of course, Harrison Bryant from Florida Atlantic, who won the John Mackey Award for the best tight end. I think it's going to be a really good game here. 3:30, the 21st, of course, this Saturday. So I think out of all these games so far, definitely this will be the game of the weekend. So we got Florida International here in the Camellia Bowl at 5:30. So this will be playing as well on ESPN. The Boca Raton Bowl is going to be on ABC. I should probably tell you guys all these games. They're pretty much all on ESPN or ESPN2, except for Liberty and Georgia Southern, which will be on the CBS Sports Network, which tells you how much they care about those teams in that bowl game. Yeah, Florida Atlantic here versus Arkansas State, the Wolfpack. I got Arkansas State in this, people. All right, they got Lane Hatcher, who's thrown for 2,553 yards or 23 touchdowns. I mean, you can't beat that, even though Anthony Jones has run for 802 yards and 9 touchdowns. But I tell you what, Omar Bayless, receiver outside at Arkansas State, he has 84 receptions, over 1,400 yards receiving, 16 touchdowns, folks. It has to be tops in the fucking Sun Belt. I'm telling you. Arkansas State's always been a respectable team here in recent years, so I'm going to go with them and the Camellia Bowl. 7:30, another good game for, yeah. I think it's going to be a good game because two respectable teams, and with Chris Peterson, his last game at Washington, at least as a coach, he'll be the athletic director, whatever the fuck, some bullshit because he's stressed out of his mind because they're fucking mediocre every year, but... In the Mitsubishi Motors Las Vegas Bowl is always a good bowl game at 7:30. We got Washington and Boise State. Peterson playing against his former team that he helped go up to the high rankings and, mainstream popularity. What am I saying? Into the ranks of one of the best teams statistically throughout the 2000s and the 2010s. Boise State is, of course, 12-1, winning the Mountain West. Could have snuck in and got that, what the fuck is it called? The Power Six, the New Year's Six Bowl, but Memphis snuck in and got it. We will go to them later on when they play Penn State. I got Boise State. I just think they're a better team all around. Of course, Jacob Eason, probably his last game, 2,922 yards with 2 touchdowns. I want to see if Homeboy will play for Boise State because they haven't said yet if he's Hank Batchmeyer, if he's healthy or not. I don't know, but if he doesn't play, we might have to change the picks. But I had Boise State winning already. His status is active. Okay, they say he's going to play. So, yeah, he's going to be good in the future, people. True freshman. Missed a couple games, but he still has 1,760 yards passing with 19 touchdowns. All right, so he's going to be groomed as one of those good, like Ripley and Kellen Moore, obviously, being the best quarterback ever. Jared Zabransky, just one of those good quality Boise State quarterbacks over here. We got the R.L. Carey's New Orleans Bowl, which is always a staple in these early day bowl games. It's going to also take place on this Saturday. Saturday has the most games of the weekend with 6. Yes, 6. Appalachian State, folks, at 12-1, 20th ranked. Once again, another one of those non-Power 5 teams that could have snuck in with a win, or with the New Year's Six Bowl. They lost to Georgia Southern, though, so that tells you once again about Georgia Southern, about how they can compete with anyone of the non-Power, Power 6, and even then, they can really, like, I'm pretty sure they could beat South Carolina right now, But, in this one, we got Zach Thomas, who's been on fire all year. I have actually been seeing Appalachian State play. He has 2,576 yards passing with 26 touchdowns. I don't think this is going to be close. I don't know. Appalachian State kind of is inconsistent with the blowing outs and losing to teams that they shouldn't be losing to. Well, one team, but, should not have lost that game at all. But, yeah, I'm going to have Appalachian State here in a landslide, folks. UAB is at 9-4, though. They really got him coaching down there. Austin Watkins is leading the way for them with 933 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns to go with 47 receptions. But I don't know if it's enough. And their defense, I don't think, can compete with the playmakers they got down there in the mountaintops. So I got them for that. Here we go. Monday, we skip games Sundays to watch football. And NFL football, no shit. Football will be on this whole fucking week. We got UCF, my adopted team, folks, past couple of years, and Marshall. UCF is at 9-3. They've lost some surprising games we didn't know. There's the streak of wins couldn't have continued forever. They've kind of plummeted. And when I mean plummeted, they lost to Pitt, Cincy, and Tulsa this year. Pitt, they definitely should not have lost to. Cincinnati, they kind of bullied them. Tulsa, what in the hell happened? Their defense is very lacking with the Griffin brothers leaving and other key players like that. don't have a really good enough established running game this year as they've had in previous years with Homeboy. Or is Knox the same guy? Let me check. Yeah, Otis Anderson, 665 yards. They haven't been getting those running backs going. But Dylan Gabriel, who's going to be nice next coming years, 3,330. What? 3,393 yards passing, folks. I'm senile. In 27 touchdowns. Gabriel Davis, though, has been putting up numbers. I've watched numerous games this year, and he has always been the leading guy here with 72 receptions, 1,241 yards, and 12 touchdowns, folks. I just think UCF's offense is going to be too much for this Marshall team. And Marshall no longer has Chad Pennington, Byron Leftwich, or Randy Moss, so I do not see them scoring with them. But Coach What's-His-Face does have them playing good football down there in Marshall, down there in West Virginia. So, yeah, I'm going to have UCF here and another landslide. I think this is going to be, the line is UCF by 17. I say 20, really. We got the Hawaii Bowl. Guess who's in it? Hawaii and BYU. Now, why Hawaii continues to get these home games on these bowl games, bars, is beyond me. I get it. They don't have to travel, and then insert team, you get to travel to Hawaii, so why are you fucking complaining? I do have Hawaii in this game. You know what? Cole McDonald has been slinging the rock, as most quarterbacks do in Hawaii. 3,642 yards, 29 touchdowns. BYU just doesn't have the offense for me once again with this one. They got the better defense, I believe. But, they're going to be motivated, Hawaii, to get 10 wins this year, as well as win on their home field. So, that's a Tuesday game, by the way. Christmas Eve, you get to watch that game. Okay, we move to the 26th after Christmas, the game of the year, the Walk-Ons Independence Bowl, Miami and Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech 9-3, folks. Jamar Smith, 2,814 yards passing, 17 touchdowns. Justin Henderson with 15 touchdowns to go with his 967 yards rushing. I got Louisiana Tech in this game. I think they're going to be motivated to beat a power-ranked team in Miami. Miami they have no idea what the fuck they're doing with their identity, their quarterbacks, their running backs, the receivers. Their skill players have not been getting it done this year, folks. I have not been impressed by anything I've seen from a single player on this team this year. How they snuck in and got a bowl game is beyond me. Jaron Williams, I'm really not impressed by. He's just, I don't know, man. He's just there. And, so I think, I wouldn't even really call this an upset because I just think Louisiana Tech's the better team. Now, I could be idiotic and Miami wins by 3 touchdowns here. Let me see the over-under. In this one, I keep scrolling back to these teams. And Miami by 6. Sure. I got Louisiana Tech in this bowl game, folks. That is a 4 p.m. kickoff time on Aspen. All right, the night game for this day, the 26th of December, folks. We got Pittsburgh and Eastern Michigan. Pittsburgh has always been getting some clean wins the past couple years. This is in the Quick Lanes Bowl up in Detroit, where the Lions, I wouldn't say play football, but they definitely show up there every Sunday. But, yeah, we got Mike Glass from EMU, folks, who has had 2,852 yards and 22 touchdowns. I do not think it's going to be enough, though, for Pittsburgh's stingy defense, the Panthers. I got them in a good game. Closer than the experts think, I believe, even though the line is 10.5 for Pittsburgh. I do got them winning, though, but I think Eastern Michigan will put up a fight in their home state. I'm pumped for that one, boys. Quick and Lane Bowl. Anyway, never mind, it's not heating up. We have North Carolina and Temple in the Military Bowl, presented by North Ship Grumman. Someone please tell me who that is. Sam Howell, Coach Mac Brown, got him playing at a high level, the true freshman. Passing for 330, I'm just ill, people. 3,347 yards, 35 touchdowns, people. But Jaden Blue for Templeman, 87 receptions for 975 yards, 4 touchdowns, reliable receiver, good hands. This is a close one. I'm gonna go with UNC with this one. Temple's riding at 8-4, North Carolina at 6-6. I just think North Carolina has more athletes than them. Sam Howell looks weird. That's just to say the least. But anyway, that is a Monday game, I believe, if my computer could ever load up properly. Speaking of loading, let's say you want a carb load, because you're hungry, starving, craving. You need something to just get you by the day, Well, our kind friend folks at American Ramen would like you all to know that you can save 98% off any and every purchase if you use discount promo code MixGod. Save you 98% off every and all purchases, folks. I'm not pulling your leg on this one, but I'm just saying if you want top-notch, mediocre quality food, then American Ramen beats them all. American Ramen, when you're broke as shit. I'm trying to get a fucking tissue to get this booger out my nose, but anyway. You know what will be also booger of a game? We got Michigan State and Wake Forest in the New Era Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium. Michigan State is the favorite by 3.5. I don't see it. I think Wake Forest is going to upset these folks. Even though Wake Forest is 8-4 and Michigan State 6-6, how they managed to squeeze out wins by beating mediocre Big Ten teams is hilarious to me. This is going to be a new look Michigan State team next year, folks. I don't know what they're going to do. You would think they're going to re-amp their offense. Their defense, they're going to lose some key players too. So let's see if D'Antoni can help that up. But, I don't know. He's looking even more miserable by the years go by. So I don't know how long they're going to want to keep him. Yeah, I think Sage Surratt, with his 1,001 yards receiving, 11 touchdowns, is going to get Wake Forest over the hump. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. Both these teams are very mundane and boring to watch. But, yeah. We got a throwback here also this Friday, December 27th. We're at very weird time it's starting, 6:45. The Michigan State game starts at 3:20. But we got Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, and an old-school Big 12 game in the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors Texas Bowl in Houston, where the Texans play. Kellen Mond, can he finally leave? I'm tired of him. Chuba Hubbard is going to play, folks. I picked Texas A&M when I first did this a couple days ago on my phone. I kind of want to go with Oklahoma State now that I know that Chuba's playing, and if Wallace is playing, that might be another one. But I'm going to stick with my guns here and go with Texas A&M, even though I could give two shits about this team. I'm tired of hearing about them. Jimbo Fisher, they're just a middle-of-the-road team in any conference you put them in, not just the SEC. Oklahoma State, though, they have no defense, and their offense, I don't know if they can score enough points on them. The line is 7 with Texas A&M. This can go either way. I think it's going to be another good game, but I got Texas A&M, unfortunately. The nightcapper for this, no, it's not. There's two other games because, of course, there's another game because, of course, these two teams play late as hell every fucking game. Oh, and it's the Cheez-It Bowl. But anyway, before we get to the greatest bowl game of all time, we got the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. And this is where the Chargers used to play, folks, where San Diego State plays. I'm pretty sure. It's usually over there. We got Iowa and USC, another good game. Iowa at 9-3, USC at 8-4. You got Michael Pittman Jr., of course, with 95 receptions, 11 touchdowns. He's going to be a good star in the league, I believe. You got EJ Epinesa with Iowa, who's going to be another good team, or a good NFL prospect. This is going to be a good game. I think Iowa, though, has... Oh, God, I do not trust Nick Stanley to make toast, let alone score and help a team win. But I think Iowa's defense is going to be just enough to hold USC. I got Iowa winning this one to go to 10-3. And, yeah, I'm not sold on Slovis either, even though he's been balling recently. But we'll see with him in Helton next year. You'd believe that they'd give him the start. You would think. It's USC. Anyway, it's the Cheez-It Bowl, folks. This is the game of the fucking century here with Air Force and Washington State. This is going to be an amazing game, folks. You got Anthony Gordon, who's been lighting up the fucking world with 5,228 yards, 45 touchdowns, breaking all of Minshew's record. even though he's at 6-6. This team has absolutely no defense. It's funny, the diverse in styles. You're going to see a prolific passing attack versus a prolific rushing attack in Air Force. I got Air Force in this game just because I think their defense can stop them enough and milk the clock with their rushing game, leading off with Caden Remsburg, who's had 872 yards and 7 touchdowns. Very rarely do these option teams have prolific runners unless it's like a Keenan Reynolds or what's his face from Navy. I just fucking watched him. We'll see it again once because they have a bowl game. We'll talk about him. But so it's like very balanced. Not many. If they have 1,000 yards, it's not by much. So that's why what Rensburg with his 872 yards. I mean, his fullbacks ran it. Other running backs have run it. The quarterback obviously runs it. This is actually going to be an interesting game, all jokes aside from last year's atrocity. That was the Cheez-Its Bowl with West Virginia and Syracuse, I think, or TCU and some other team. I forgot who it was, but it was so bad of a game, it was funny. Let me take a break in action to change the channels if I'm even watching TV anyway. ESPN loves to replay fucking basketball games at 4 in the morning. That already happened. Let me just go back to ESPN 2, who shows SportsCenter for the 18th time, as if I haven't seen it 18 times in a row already. Here we go. This is the big day for bowl games. Probably the best day of bowl games because it has the semifinals for the playoffs, and then, these 2 bowl games I think are going to be really good bowl games. First, starting off noon in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, we got Memphis and Penn State. Brady White bombing it all over the field, man. The American Conference has been fun to watch this year, guys. They really have great teams, and these teams should be looked at for the playoffs in the coming years if they keep it up. I don't comprehend why we keep neglecting these non-Power 5 teams just because they're not in the Power 5. But we're acting as if Georgia had a chance to still make it in after getting shitted on the last time we saw them. I don't get it, people. I digress. We got Penn State here with Hamler and all them boys. Who's gonna start for them? I don't know why I'm blanking on their names, because all the leaders on offense is Memphis players because they've been that good this year. But Sean Clifford, I've lost my mind. And Noah Kane and them boys, I don't know why I forgot about these people's names because they played tough against us. And I got Penn State winning, though. This is going to be a really good game. I could see either team winning. KJ Hamler, yes. And Journey Brown, 688. He's actually leading the team in rushing. So they got a good little 1-2 punch with him and Kane. Motos, that motherfucker, who Todd McShay has as a first-round pick. So we all know whatever Todd McShay says is fucking gospel. Where's the fucker at? No. They had a good, Ferrymont, that bastard. Good tight end though. But they got. I think they just have too much. Yuta Gross-Matos, yes, junior out of Virginia. I think they just got too much talent for Memphis. It's gonna be a really close game though, I believe. All these non-Power 5 teams usually play competitive in these New Year's 6 games whenever they get the chance to. Closer than the experts think, even though the so-called experts have this game at 6.5. So, I got Penn State winning, but not by much. And I would not be surprised if they lose. Anyway, also at noon on ABC, we got the Camping World Bowl down in Orlando, Florida. We got Iowa State and Notre Dame. I think it's going to be a really good game. Iowa State always plays tough, with anybody. Brock Purdy, been slinging the rock, pretty good college quarterback. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. But he has 3,760 yards passing with 27 touchdowns to go with it. Chase Claypool, though, has been beasting. And when I mean beasting, I mean 891 yards, 12 touchdowns. Pretty good, pretty respectable. In Buck's last game, I think he will sneak it out in this game. I say a game of the 20s with both these teams. Both respectable programs, both with good coaches. I think it's going to be a good game, folks. I think it's going to be a good game. Okay, we got Oklahoma and LSU, 4 p.m. This is it. This is when shit gets real. In the fucking Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Remember when the Chick-fil-A Bowl was just the Chick-fil-A Bowl? Anyway. Yeah, I don't know why we brought back the Peach Bowl. But anyway, we got Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy winner. Do we need to say any more about this man's White Lightning? As a Buckeye fan, what I called him. Jamar Chase won the Biletnikoff Award. Grant Delpit won the Jim Thorpe Award. LSU's favored by 14. I think it's going to be closer than that. I could see Oklahoma winning. I think it's going to be close. Single-digit score victory. This game's probably going to be in the fucking 40s with these offenses. I got LSU winning, though. All right, I got them going to the fucking natty. All right, this is going to be, the next game should be the game of the whole bowl season, the best bowl game, at least matchup-wise. Clemson and the Ohio State in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible by sucking off Clemson's players because they're fucking monsters and they're all going to be great in the fucking NFL, and hopefully we can, even though we don't have a first-round pick in the Steelers, we can get some of these people. Trevor Lawrence doing Trevor Lawrence things, man. 3,000 yards, 34 touchdowns. He's been beasting ever since that one game that they fucking had, that they should have lost, sure. But ever since then, they've been killing every team, so let's not act like every game they played, they've been fucking beating by one. But I'm not going to be like Dabo Swinney and act like people disrespect them. Those idiots, yes. But anyone who knows football and knowledge knows that they're one of the best 4 teams, and they have been for some time now, the whole fucking season. You don't need to prove much, Dabo. You're fucking in it already. Quit crying. You fucking hillbilly. Anyway. That being said, though, I really want to beat these bastards. And I think with Justin Fields, Chase Young, J.K. Dobbins, K.J. Hill, Jordan Fuller, I can go on and on and on. I think talent for talent, if you put everybody on the list, I think we're the better team. Trying to be unbiased. I love T. Higgins, by the way, man. T. Higgins, dude. He's going to be fucking... He's going to be a monster. But, shut the fuck up. Let me pause, people, with these dumb... I don't know what the fuck this dumbass cat is doing. It's on crack. But, anyway, this is going to be very close. Very close. Too close for comfort. My blood pressure will rise. And, I will have 20 years deducted from my life because of this game. I got us barely winning, and I mean barely, folks. This is going to be in the 30s for each team because both teams have great defense, great offense. Isaiah Simmons and them boys down there in Clemson. I just think we're the better team. We're the more focused team, the more motivated team, the more hungry team. That's pretty much the only factor that I have in us winning. I could definitely see us losing. I could definitely see us... Definitely see us losing. Do not worry about that one. But anyway, if there's ever a game that I could see us losing more than any game in my life, it would be this game. But anyway, I have Ohio State sneaking by, though, folks, and going to the championship to face LSU. All right. Talk about cool-down games. Dear Lord. How many days? You have 2 days later to cool down. You have the fucking... Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Western Kentucky and Western Michigan. Okay, in Dallas, Texas, John Wizik, the gunslinger for the Broncos of Western Michigan. They're not rowing the boat anymore, but he has thrown for 2,000 yards, 2,904 yards to be exact, folks, 19 touchdowns. I got Western Michigan in this one. Western Kentucky is favored by 3.5. I just think the Broncos are going to be ready and wild and rampant in this game. Not much to say about this game, folks. Levante Bellamy has rushed for over 14,020 touchdowns, so that's a good little 1-2 punch they have there. But Lucky Jackson, that name alone, I like, from Western Kentucky. 77 receptions for 985 yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't think their offense, for once, I don't think Western Kentucky's offense will be enough. Another who gives a shit game, it's the Franklin American Mortgage Motor Music City Bowl. Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, folks, down in Nashville, Texas. We have the Louisville Cardinals and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I just don't care. I even forgot who I picked. I'm going to say Louisville. In this game, Mississippi State, what are they doing? What is Moorhead doing down there? What are they doing? They have no identity. Their defense is probably their best part of their team, not by much. You got Tutu Atwell, though, from Louisville with 61 receptions for over 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. Mikhail Cunningham, 20 touchdowns passing, 1,700 yards. This game is just going to be no. Okay. 4 o'clock, we got the Red Box Bowl, folks, in Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California, where the 49ers play. We got, sure enough, Cal staying close to home against Illinois. Lovie Brown getting the team into a bowl game. I got Cal winning, though. Their defense is too good. Their defense is too much for Illinois. Illinois and fucking, what's his face? Peters, they're not going to be able to do shit, all right? They're really not. Both offenses are bland as hell. Defenses are the best part of both their teams. This is going to be boring as hell, and I'd advise you not to watch this game. We're all going to watch it because we're fucking football nerds, but it's going to be on Fox, folks, the 30th as well, 4 o'clock, so be there, be square. We have the Capital One Orange Bowl, which might be the most uninteresting Orange Bowl I've seen in years, folks. We have Florida and Virginia. Florida, great defense. Their offense is, at times. It's very boring to watch. Bryce Perkins, folks, leads the team in passing and rushing. He's literally the only fucking person on this team. I feel sorry for him. And Hall, of course, their corner, who will more than likely be a late first round to early second round pick. I have Florida winning, though they just have too much on defense with C.J. Henderson and them boys acting fools. They're favored by 15. I don't know. I think Virginia will play tough. Ultimately lose by 10, maybe. Like a 30-20 game. If they could even score that much. Let's be real. But also, will Florida... with a lot of these teams in irrelevant bowl games, will the players leave or not play to focus on draft? So that could be another focus, people, that you might want to look at for specifically that game and other games, like the like a game, a couple of games coming up, with like the Citrus Bowl and whatnot. But yeah, I got Florida winning that one, folks. Now we have the 31st, New Year's Eve. Pop off your New Year's Eve celebrations with Virginia Tech and Kentucky. I'll let you get your pills now. In the Belk Bowl, Lynn Bowden Jr. will be playing, folks, which is why I have Virginia Tech winning. Actually, I picked Virginia Tech, I do remember, with Trey Turner and Hendon Hooker. They're favored by 3. I could see Kentucky winning this, but I just think Virginia Tech has just a slight edge in talent. That's a running theme, folks, with my picks. And usually the most talented team wins, but this is a bowl game that no one cares about, so Kentucky will be motivated to play in a game that no one cares about. And my boy Benny Snell went to Kentucky, so got to show him somewhat love, even though they're in the SEC. But I got Virginia Tech winning this one, folks, in another sleeper of a game. And when I mean sleeper, I mean boring, not it will be a sleeper game to watch. Another great classic historical bowl game, folks. The Tony the Tiger. You heard that right. Not Frosted Flakes Sun Bowl. The Tony the Tiger. The mascot specifically. Sun Bowl. We got Florida State, who this should be illegal how they snuck in and got a bowl berth against Arizona State with Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a good guy. A very good guy. Brandon Ayuk. I don't know how to say his name, but he's going to be in the NFL. He has 65 receptions for 1,192 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jane Daniels, I think, is going to be a very good collegiate quarterback in the future. He can run a little bit. He has almost 2,500 yards passing, 17 touchdowns. Cam Akers running a full. He said he'll play. I'm pretty sure. With his 14 touchdowns and over 11,000 yards rushing, I got Arizona State in this one, though. Herm Edwards is going to get motivated. They're better coached. I wouldn't even say better talent, because Florida State always has talent, but they are just at a loss. All right, with this new coach coming in from Memphis, hopefully things can turn around for them. I don't know about hopefully. I don't really care either way how good they are, but here we go. Okay, Navy, back to what I was saying. Malcolm Perry, how could I forget his name? Light-skinned brother, running a fool. I got Navy winning this one, by the way. And the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, he's ran for 1,800 yards and 21 touchdowns. That's what I was talking about with the option teams, and how, like, sometimes, mostly they divide it up, but when you have that generational talent, not generational, but when you have that lead guy, they really give it to him. He's their quarterback, by the way. They're favored by 2.5. Just because Kansas State beat Oklahoma, people think that Kansas State's this very good team. I don't see as much. I got Navy winning this one pretty decisively. When I mean decisively, I mean about 10 points, because Navy, I mean, it's hard for these option teams to run up to score on these people. But, yeah, I got them winning that one. We got Georgia State and Wyoming in the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl. Yeah, I believe I picked Georgia State just because they have, let's say it all together now, the best talent with Dan Ellington, Trey Barnett, and Cornelius McCoy as their three-headed monsters at quarterback, running back, and receiver. Wyoming's actually favored, but I feel Georgia State in that one, people. Don't really think through it. We got the Valero people. We have the Valero Alamo. This has been one giant take, in case you haven't realized. That's why I'm like, jerk, Lord. We have Utah, and they're not so back Texas. I got Utah on this one. They just have a better team by far. It's not even close. Zach Moss running up the score on these hoes. With his over 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns, and Hundley, who they love, people hate. He's fine. He's a good college quarterback. Let's relax, all right? He's not overrated. He's not underrated. He's just good, all right? Let's relax, people. But they're 11-2. They did not win the Pac-12 because Oregon ran up on the plug. We will talk about them later because they're idiots. But I got Utah on this one. Yeah, it's just Ellinger I'm not impressed by. He's Tebow too. They just, their defense is in disarray. Their offense is in disarray. And Utah just has a superior defense to where I don't think they'll be able to do much. We got another good bowl game here. We got Minnesota and Auburn in the Outback Bowl. Tanner Morgan and them boys with Bateman and Johnson, Tyler Johnson. They're going to be studs in the NFL, folks. I'm telling you right now. Rodney Smith also. I got actually in the upset, I got Minnesota winning this one. Minnesota's 10-2, Auburn's 9-3. Bo Nix might be the most inconsistent quarterback I've seen in my life. And he's not even like the polished inconsistent. Like, he's not even like Jay Cutler, James Winston inconsistent. He still needs to develop. That's the problem. It's what's weird and shaky about him. But he does just enough to beat good teams. It's like, what the fuck? With Alabama and shit. But I don't know. I just think Minnesota's going to be rolling that boat. I think they're going to be more motivated. This is another game where I said about people might be not playing this game to go to the draft. And Auburn has a lot of them, especially on defense with Brown and them boys. So Auburn's favored by 7. I got Minnesota in the upset, folks. Trust me, this is not Big Ten bias because I could give two shits about anyone else besides Ohio State. But I think Big Ten's going to have a good showing in this one, in this bowl season. Not that I care. Well, never mind. Not in this game. We have the Verbo Citrus Bowl. We got Alabama and Michigan. Both of these teams, I mean, they could all rest their people and leave in the NFL draft. Alabama's favored by 7. I think Alabama's going to win this, regardless of who doesn't play. Mac Jones is going to be playing, obviously. Najee Harris, I believe, will play. Devontae Smith. See, that's the thing. These receivers, I don't know. On both teams, because they both teams have 3 receivers that are going to be in the draft this year. So, but talent for talent, Alabama's the better team by far. This might be closer than the experts think. I don't know. You can never trust Michigan with any fucking thing. Fucking bums. Fuck them anyway. But, terrible. I love killing them every fucking year, folks. But I got Alabama on this one. Not much to say, because you guys know about both these teams. The granddaddy of them all, folks. I think this is going to be a good one. The Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual, folks. We got Justin Herbert playing in his last game. Prolific passer, prolific rusher, Jonathan Taylor. This is going to be a very good game, folks. I got Oregon winning by like three or four. Wisconsin's favored, but I think Oregon has too much on offense. Imagine if they did not lose to Arizona State, folks, they'd be in the fucking playoffs. But here we are. Wisconsin, great defense, tough defense. Will compete with anyone for I wouldn't say all 4 quarters, but close enough. But I think that's what will get Oregon over the edge. I think Oregon can go 4 quarters with Herbert, and I don't think Jack Cohen can. So, yeah. And Oregon has a respectable defense now to where they can at least slow down Taylor to a degree, I think. Or just let Taylor eat and have Cephas and the receivers and Wisconsin do nothing. But I got Oregon in this one, folks. Should be a good game. This is also January 1st. The past 3 war games. This also might be the best day of bowl games, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, they're all near 6 bowls, obviously. But, yeah. The nightcapper, we got Baylor and Georgia, folks. Jake Fromm and what might be his last game. De'Aaron Swift and what probably is his last game. They're favored by 6.5. I actually got Baylor in this one, folks. Both at 11-2. I just think Baylor's going to be more motivated for this one. This is another game where Georgia their players might sit out and not play to go for the draft. Jake Fromm is not NFL ready, I don't think. I don't think he ever will be. At least not a starter in that league. He's just not an elite enough talent of the arm department to be a starting quarterback. But Baylor, let's see their quarterback fucking issue, because I know homeboy got hurt in the first half of the Big 12 championship game, and then I think the backup got hurt too, right? Yeah, Charlie Brewer. Is that his brother? No. Charlie Brewer. But Zeno came in and played good enough, and he can run a little bit more than Brewer. But, yeah, I got Baylor. Both got great defenses. This might be stupid of a pick, but I just think that they'll be motivated to play. I can see either team winning this fucking game. Let's be all the way real right here. Scroll all the way down again. We got these boring-ass games that I'm going to rapid fire over. We got Boston College, Cincinnati in the Birmingham Bowl. They got Cincy. They just got more talent. A.J. Dillon's good, but that's about it. We got Indiana and Tennessee in the Tax Slayer Bowl. Indiana, Peyton Ramsey, done just enough on offense. Their defense is also respectable. Ty Chandler and the boys in Tennessee, I just do not see them doing much on either side of the ball. Tennessee's favored by 2, but I don't care. We have Nevada and Ohio. I got Nevada in this one with Elijah Cooks and them boys. This is in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Ohio's favored. Do not care. We have in the Armed Forces Bowl, Tulane and Southern Miss. I got the Fighting Brett Favre's in this one. Jake Abrams been thrown for over 3,300 yards, 18 touchdowns. Yeah. Should be a good game. But it's boring. Miami of Ohio and Louisiana in the Leading Tree Bowl. I got Levi Lewis and the Fighting Raging Cajuns in this one. Just better talent all around in every aspect. They got a good 3-head in him and his running back Elijah Mitchell and Jamarcus Bradley with 8 receiving touchdowns. I got in that one. And finally, the national championship game. We got LSU and Ohio State, which is what I predicted. Yeah, I got Ohio State in this one, in the national championship game. And I don't think LSU wins the championship in any aspect, nor do I see Oklahoma winning. So I think the winner of the Clemson-Ohio State game is your national championship winner. They just have more depth all around, especially on defense, that can slow down LSU to a degree, because we've seen teams slow them down just to a degree. Talking about Auburn and Florida, I'm pretty sure. Auburn and Florida held them over 30 or 35-ish. So yeah, I got the winner of the Clemson-Ohio State game winning the national championship, which is Ohio State because I'm biased. But if Clemson wins, they're going to be back-to-back champs on these hoes. I think LSU would have a better chance with Clemson than us, but we will see, folks. This has been the King Kaleb fucking college football podcast. Surprisingly enough, this is not the longest podcast I've ever done. I've done a couple other ones that have been 50 minutes, a near hour. But as always, folks, like, subscribe, share, tweet, farmers only black people meet, all that dumb shit. This has been your boy King Kaleb here. I'm about to eat fucking stuffing, leftover stuffing for dinner, because why not? Signing the fuck out, folks.